G'day ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Mario and today I'm bringing you a tier list on the most competitive Pokemon for single battles returning in Scarlet and Violet. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Alrighty, so straight off your bat, we have our boy Pikachu. Honestly, Pikachu in singles in this format may be okay. I'm probably gonna put it in C tier, but it'll probably be lower in C tier. So we'd run a special attack substitute set, substitute T-Bolt. Now that we have terraforming, we can either use terraform ice or ground. Ice is preferred, otherwise you'll completely get walled by grass types. And in the last slot, we'd run Encore or Grass Knot for coverage. I'd prefer if you used Encore. This lets Pikachu Encore like Stealth Rocks and Spikes and then set up Substitute and go to work. Alrighty, so next up we have Raichu, sort of in the same boat as Pikachu, but we're going to use it slightly differently. For Raichu, I'd probably run a Nasty Blot, T-Bolt, Terra Ice, and Surf set. Surf gives you the ground coverage, Ice stops you getting walled by grass types, Nasty Plot to set up, yada yada. It's definitely better than Pikachu in my opinion, but like, you know, they're about the same. Neither of them are great, but they're usable. If you just love Pikachu, you love Raichu, you can use them. You can make it work. Okay, so next in line we have Nidoqueen. She is actually a leak. This isn't 100% confirmed, but she is an awesome Pokemon. She has relatively decent bulk and access to Stealth Rocks, so if you need a Stealth Rocker, she's your girl. You also get access to Sheer Force, which gives a damage boost to moves that have a secondary effect, like Ice Beam with Freeze. Her move pool is amazing. You get Stealth Rocks, like I said, Sludge Wave, you get Fire Blast, Ice Beam, T-Bolt, the works. Awesome Pokemon. Very, very good offensive Stealth Rocker. Little bit of bulk. She's great. I'd probably put her in B tier. Probably mid to high B though. Okay, so next in line we have Nidoking, which is in my opinion better than Nidoqueen. Awesome Wall Breaker. Same deal. Sheer Force, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, T-Bolt, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, the works. Definitely better than Nidoqueen, but they do play sort of different roles. I'm putting him in like lower A tier, but again, a leak. We're not 100% confirmed on him. Okay, so next in line we have Wigglytuff, which is going to play a similar role to Nidoqueen, though I feel like Nidoqueen does a much better job. So does a lot of other Pokemon that are available. Offensive Stealth Rocker. It gets Stab Hyper Voice, which is better in doubles and singles, but it's still a good stab move. You get Stab, Dazzling Gleam, and you get like Flamethrower and all that jazz, but like there's just better options. So I am probably I don't think they'd be in D because they have some utility and they hit quite hard, but they're definitely not. I'd probably put it above Pikachu, but not as good as Raichu. Alrighty, so next in line we actually have one of my favorites. People that play doubles, you're probably like, oh, Venomoth sucks. But in singles, it's amazing. You get Sleep Powder and Quiver Dance. You put the Pokemon to sleep, you Quiver Dance up, you sweep. Easy as that. You get Tinted Lens, which gives you double damage on moves if it were to be not effective to the other Pokemon. So basically, you get awesome coverage. You get Stab Sludge Bomb. You get Stab Bug Buzz. Amazing Pokemon. I'm going to put it in A tier for singles. Awesome Pokemon. You'd be surprised how good this Pokemon actually is. Okay, so next in line we have Dugtrio. Amazing Pokemon in singles because he gets the ability Arena Trap. Once you throw out Dugtrio, the Pokemon can't switch out, and switching is the most important factor in singles. So you throw him out, he gets Stab Earthquake, which is amazing. Like Earthquake is an awesome coverage move, which is probably all know. You trap them, any walls that can't really damage you, you get Screech, which lowers your defense by 2 stages. Amazing. You get Toxic, you get Substitute. Amazing Pokemon. I'm probably going to put him in S. This Pokemon is amazing in singles. Amazing. Now, Persian, not amazing. You can do things with it in the right situations. You can do things with it, but I don't suggest it. It gets nasty plot. It gets technician. So technician gives you bonus damage to anything with a base power of 60 or below. Normally this would be okay because you could use like HP Ghost Stab, which is 60 base power, and it'll get increased by it. But with the new Terra thing and Blast, I just don't think that's going to be good. And that's really its only good coverage move. I mean, if you get nasty plots off, it can work, but other than that, no bingo. It gets substitute. We're going to put him in D tier. First Pokemon in D tier. Not a fan. Not great. Okay, so next up we have Golduck, which isn't the best. It's definitely better than Persian, but still I'm not a fan. It can work in swim teams though, which are quite prevalent in singles. It gets Swift Swim. It gets Rain Dance. It gets Hydro Pump and Surf. It gets Ice Beam. Terraform, Grass would work pretty good for coverage, but like there's better Pokemon, man. There's better Pokemon, but we're gonna put him in C tier, and honestly, I'd probably put him above Pikachu, maybe above like Wigglytuff gets more utility. Ooh, this is tricky. Honestly, yeah, we're gonna go in the middle there. Okay, so next up we get Primate. If you can predict a stat lowering move and switch into it, he can sweep a little bit. He gets Defiant, which raises his attack by 2 whenever the opponent uses a stat lowering move, which if you're really good at predicting and you know what's going on, can be good. It gets Stab, Close Combat, amazing fighting move. You get U-turn, you get Ice Punch for some coverage, like he's okay. He's okay. I'd probably put him at low C. I'd put him above Pikachu, probably below Golduck. Next up, we have one of my favorites for singles, which is Arcanine. I really enjoy him just because of the sheer amount of uses he has. You can run him physical or special. He gets Morning Sun for healing. He gets Flash Fire, Predictive Fire moves, switch in, get the bonus on your fire moves. Run him physical, extreme speed priority, Flare Blitz. You can run him defensively as like a defensive pivot with teleport and intimidate. You can run him special with flamethrower. Like he's got so much stuff going on. Like he's easily S tier. I don't know whether I'd put him above Dog Trio or not. Probably not. Probably not. We'll put him below Dog Trio. Okay, so next up is Tentacruel, which is another one of my favorites because of all the uses he has. He gets Rapid Spin, so you can remove hazards. He can set his own with Toxic Spike. You get Clear Body, so you can switch in on stuff like Sticky Webs, or you can get Rain Dish if you're on a rain team for passive heals. You get Stab Scold for the burn. Like, you get so much stuff. I'm probably putting him above Arcanine. Okay, so next up we probably have the best Pokemon we've looked at so far. Probably one of the best defensive pivots you can have on your team in singles. He gets the ability Regenerator, which heals 1/3 of your HP just from switching out. He gets Slack Off to reheal. He gets a lot of utility like Toxic and T-Wave. He gets Stab Scold. He gets awesome move pool. You can do a lot of things with him. He's amazing. Yeah, the best Pokemon we've looked at so far, probably. We're going to put him above Dugtrio, but only by a little bit. Like, Dugtrio is really good in singles. All right, so next up we have Muck. I'm going to assume that we don't have a Alolan forms. I may add them at the end of the video just to speculate, but I'm just going to assume that it's base. So he gets Rest, Curse, Sleep Talk, Poison Jab. Awesome combo. Give it a crack. He also gets priority Shadow Sneak and Gunk Shot and access to all the elemental punches, explosion. If you want to run a choice band set, he's actually quite good, very bulky, pretty good typing. We're going to go with B. Yeah, we like poisons with how prevalent fairy types are. Alrighty, so anyone that knows me know that Cloyster is like my go-to lead in singles. Like, I love this thing. You put a Focus Sash on him, he gets Skill Link, so his multiple hitting moves hits the maximum amount of times every time. Shell Smash boosts your speed and attack. You use Icicle Spear, Rock Blast. You get Ice Shard priority. You can get Hazard, so you can get spikes, toxic spikes. You can get Rapid Spin. You can run a mixed, so you can have Shell Smash instead of Ice Shard priority. You can put on Waterfall. He's awesome. I have just swept so many teams just off the lead with Cloister. He probably should be below Slowbro, but like I'm so biased. He's up the front. I love him. I mean, do I even need to explain this guy? He gets Cursed Body. He gets Shadow Ball. He gets Sludge Bomb. He gets Taunt and Trick. He gets he's you know Gengar. Like I don't need to explain this shit to you. Okay, so next up, this will probably surprise you with like how much this guy can do, but you know, he gets Hypnosis, so any Pokemon that can put something to sleep is kind of a threat. He gets Belly Drum, so you can put it to sleep, Belly Drum, go wild. He gets Drain Punch for heals, kind of cracked. You can also run him special, Calm Mind, he gets Wish and Protect and all sorts of stuff. Like he's actually quite good. Like it's surprising. I wouldn't say he's amazing, but I put him at high C, even almost low B. Like, but I'm gonna put him high C. So the only time I'd use this guy, but he does it quite well because of how quick he is for screens. So you throw Light Clay on him, he gets Reflect and Light Screen, and then you just explode and move on with your life. Probably like honestly, like that has a lot of use. Like he's probably better than Golduck just for that. Okay, so I'm sure all of you guys have gone against a Chansey in singles before. With its sheer amount of bulk, access to Eviolite, natural cure, this thing is like almost unkillable. It gets soft boiled, heal bell, toxic, stealth rock. You get seismic toss for just passive chip damage. It's ridiculous. Chansey is so hard to deal with, and I recommend like everyone throw one of these on their team if you want to perform well. Definitely top of S. Like this thing has been the meta since the dawn of time. Now, this might be surprising, but with its decent speed tiering and technician, this Pokemon is actually quite good. It gets U-turn, it gets Sword Dance. Its U-turn's boosted from technician and that it's stab. You get Roost for heals. You throw an Eviolite on him. Like he's actually quite good. I'd say he's like top of C tier. So this thing isn't as useless as you'd imagine. It gets some stat boosting, it gets workup, which is decent. It also has sheer force, and like I said earlier with the Niddos, it boosts the damage of moves that have secondary effects. So it gets body slam. I think he gets flamethrower and everything. Maybe it was fire blast. He gets earthquake. Like he's quite good. I'd put him maybe above Pikachu here. So I already know where I'm going to put this guy, and we're finally going to get another addition to the A tier. The reason we're doing this is Dragon Dance, Moxie. So every time you get a kill with Gyarados, it raises his attack. He gets Dragon Dance, which puts up his attack and speed. He gets Waterfall, Bounce, Ice Fang, Crunch, all sorts of stuff. Earthquake, he gets Taunt. He has access to Intimidate, which is awesome. If you don't want to run Moxie, he gets Intimidate. You can run him Bulky. This guy, awesome. Lots of different ways to play him. He does work. Trust me, you can't really go wrong with him. Now, this guy, we can't really talk about his set because it's a Ditto. He can have any move in the game. He technically isn't confirmed, but he will be in the game. He is in every single game. He's very, like, it's a predominant aspect of breeding. You need Ditto in the game. He will be in the game. He's actually really good in singles, so he's a revenge killer. So in singles, setup Pokemon are very prevalent. There's a lot of setup. All you do with Ditto is you put a Choice Scarf on him, an Imposter, so he instantly transforms. You don't have to click transform. As soon as you throw him out, he'll transform into the other Pokemon. And the thing about Ditto is he actually copies all of the stat boosts from your opponent's Pokemon. So someone sets up and kills you, you throw Ditto out, you transform into him, you get all his stat boosts, and you have choice scarf, so you outspeed, and then you just sweep with their Pokemon basically. Awesome, great. I'd honestly put him above Gengar in singles. He's really, really good. Now, this is my favorite evolution. Sadly, not as good as I'd like them to be, but they're still quite good. So they get Water Absorb, Awesome, Wish, Protect, Toxic, Scold. You know how it be. Um, Pretty good Pokemon. Definitely not the best. I'd say they are either low B or high C. I'd say they're low B. Probably better than Muck. I'm gonna put them in B. Okay, so Jolteon, probably the best of the original evolutions. You get a Stab Volt Switch, and he has really good speed tiering. You get T-Bolt Stab. T-Bolt's an awesome move. You get Yawn, so you can Yawn, Volt Switch out, Force a Switch, do whatever. You would want to run Terra Ice on him. As for most electric types, you're going to be running Terra Ice for coverage. Electric types, especially pure electric types, get walled really, really hard by grass types. So we're probably going to put him low A, probably above Venomoth, below Gyarados. Okay, so Flareon, the worst out of all the evolutions when it comes to competitive, at least in singles. I'm not sure about doubles. He's just not good. His move pool's not great. He gets Flare Blitz, which is awesome. He gets Super Power, which is pretty good. But he's just like, he gets Quick Attack, which is a priority, but it ain't doing much. Like, his stats are okay. It's just his move pool that's a letdown. And like, fire types aren't the best, not pure fire types. Honestly, I'm going to put him in C, right at the back, below Pikachu. Now, Dragonite gets an awesome move pool. You get Stab, Fly, and Hurricane. You get multi-scale, so once you're at full HP and you take a hit, it'll be reduced damage. He gets Roost to re-heal, so you can abuse multi-scale. He gets all sorts of stuff. You can get E-Speed, Dragon Claw, Outrage, the works. Special moves, yeah, you got Hurricane and T-Bolt and yada yada. Amazing Pokemon. You get Dragon Dance to set up, which is amazing in singles, obviously. He's really, really good. I probably put him below Gengar, above Cloyster. Okay, so these last Pokemon will be available only via home, which should come out by the end of 2022. Charizard, without Megas and without G-Max, isn't great. He gets Dragon Dance, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, Roost, the works, but he's just not good. Without Megas and stuff, like he's just not good. I'd honestly put him below Golduck. Like, he's just, without his, you're probably gonna hate me, man. But without his Megas and his G-Max, like, he's just not good, man. Pretty much anything else will be better. Just don't use him. So base Articuno isn't fantastic, but it's a legendary. It has great base stats. It gets Substitute, it gets Roost, it gets Stab Hurricane, it gets Stab Freeze Dry. Like, it's okay. It's pretty good. It's probably going to be above Venomoth, but below Jolteon. Okay, so best of the three, Zapdos. He gets Roost. He's bulky. He gets Static, so just from Pokemon hitting you, they can be paralyzed 30% of the time. Very good ability. He gets Volt Switch. You get T-Bolt. You get Heat Wave for coverage. You can run Terra Ice. You can do a lot of things. Like, he gets a lot. I'm pretty sure he gets Tailwind, Defog. Like, he's awesome. He's been meta since the dawn of time, much like Chansey. Okay, now Moltres might surprise you. He's actually quite good in singles. So he gets Substitute and Roost. He gets Defog. And he gets a Stab Flamethrower. What's good about Moltres is simply how prevalent Steel types are. Like, Fairies, very prevalent. Therefore, Steel types are very prevalent. Therefore, Moltres is really good. Like, yeah, he has a little bit of utility and he takes out those Steel types. He's a good last slot for any team if you find you're weak to steel. Maybe he's high A. I'm gonna put him in high A. Alrighty, guys. It's fucking Mewtwo. I don't need to tell you that he's busted, but I will. He gets Nasty Plot, Recover, Stab Side Strike, Shadow Ball. He gets Ice Beam, T-Bolt, Flamethrower. Like, he gets the works. The best coverage. He's bulky. He's quick. He gets recovery. He's just cracked. We're putting him in S tier. This guy's not going to be legal until like the end of Scarlet and Violet. But like, he's there, man. It's fucking Mewtwo. What do you expect? Alrighty, now just before we finish up, we're going to run through the other forms, which will be available when Pokemon Home comes out. The Dugtrio, worse than the original because you lose access to Arena Trap. But it's still okay. You get Priority Sucker Punch, you get Stab Iron Head now, and Tangling Hair lowers the Pokemon speed each time they hit you. But he's not very bulky, so that it's not the best. He still gets Substitute and Toxic. I'd still say he's quite high, but more on the lower end. I'd probably put him at the back of S, maybe high A. We're going to put him high A. Okay, so Galarian Slowbro can run a similar role as regular Slowbro, but not quite as good. You can still run the Regenerator stuff. But how I like to use him is with his new Quick Draw ability, which has a 30% chance to make any move that you use a priority move, assuming within its bracket. So if someone else uses Extreme Speed, it's not going to work, but within regular moves, regular priority tiering, you will move first. He gets good move pool, lots of variety. He hits like a truck. He's quite good. I'd put him below Dugtrio, but above Tentacruel. Okay, I'm not going to say too much on Alolan Muck. He's just a better version of regular Muck due to typing. I'll probably put him above Venomoth. He does the exact same thing, just a little better because of the better typing. That makes his knockoff Stab, Pursuit, Stab. And he still gets Shadow Sneak and Curse and all that jazz. Just a better version of Muck. That's it. Okay, I think that Hisui Arcanine is just going to be a worse version of regular Arcanine. He's probably gonna have the same moveset, but more weaknesses. I don't think it's gonna be very good. I think he'll still be relatively decent, but I think he's just going to be a worse version of regular Arcanine. So for that reasoning, I'm probably going to put him just above Muck here. And on the opposite end of things, Hisuian Electrode, I feel like is going to be a much better version of Electrode. The extra typing gives it so much more coverage, so much more defensive capabilities. It's still an insane speed tier, but it's just going to have stab coverage over normal Electrode and just do some more stuff. I feel like he's going to be high A tier, honestly, but that's speculation. I will probably, maybe not quite that high. Maybe between here. I feel like he's going to be really good, but again, it's just speculation. That's where I'm going to put him now. The speed tiering is too insane to ignore. The extra coverage, awesome. This is where I'm putting him for now. I will probably change this in the future because I have no idea what's going on with him. Galarian Articuno. Much better than our regular Articuno. It gets U-turn. It gets competitive as an ability, so you switch in on a style lowering ability, get boosted. You get setup moves. You get like Calm Mind. You get Stab Hurricane. You get Shadow Ball. You get all sorts of stuff. What's it called? Freezing Glare. You get a lot of things going on. It's just a better version of regular Articuno. I'm probably going to put them top of A tier. Maybe bottom of S tier. I'm going to put them there, and I'm going to switch these two. Honestly, he's probably better than Slowbro too. Alright, we're going to put him there in S tier. Awesome Pokemon. So Galarian Zapdos, awesome Pokemon, just as good as the base one, but it fills a different role. So this is more of a sweeper. Awesome speed tiering. You get Stab Brave Bird, you get Stab Close Combat, you get U-Turn, you get Defiant, and you get Thunderous Kick, which isn't Stab anymore. You lose the electric typing, but it lowers the opponent's defense by 1 stage. Really good Pokemon. I still think the base version is better, but they're very close. They're both awesome Pokemon. You can't go wrong with either. Okay, so Galarian Moltres, awesome. Dropping Fire for Dark and having Flying is awesome typing. We throw Weakness Policy on this guy, much like Articuno. He gets Nasty Plot, he gets Agility, he gets Stab Fiery Wrath, I think it's called. Stab Hurricane. Just an amazing Pokemon. This is really, really good. He's probably... I don't know if he's... I'd say he's better than Galarian Zapdos. Not as good as base Zapdos, but he's really, really, really good. I'm gonna put him there. I almost forgot Alolan Raichu. I just went to edit it, realized I missed him. He does the same thing as regular Raichu, just better. His typing's better. He's probably A tier. He's probably higher than Alolan Dugtrio. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you guys made it this far, you are amazing. This video went a lot longer than I expected. I was gonna do all of the Pokemon in one video, but I rambled so much about each Pokemon. It took too long. So we're gonna do it in parts. We're gonna do each part as a generation. So this is part 1, generation 1, part 2, generation 2. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, I'm probably going to drop part 2 tomorrow. We'll do a part a day. And then if it goes well, I can do a VGC version of it as well. I stream over here on YouTube. If you guys would like to sub, that would be awesome. I'm going to be making a ton of guides on Scarlet and Violet and the old games. We're going to be shiny hunting and giving them away. We're going to be doing a ton of VGC, all that sort of stuff. Please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe. Please come hang out in the streams. Take it easy. Love yous. Mwah.